Well, now that Apex Legends Season 18 Resurrection is finally here, we have a little bit better of an opinion on what this season is all about and if it's actually going to be a good one. Will Apex finally start inclining back on its livelihood, or will Apex continuously take a decline like it has over in the last couple of months? And before you start saying, oh, you know, people are just complaining, it's not really declining. Well, statistics have shown over the last couple of months that Apex Legends has not only hit its lower player count that it has since, I think, 2021, but also its least viewership since 2020. I think I may have those flip-flop backwards. Actually, no, they're spot on. Zilk reported that Apex hit a new low of player count since 2021, and then Alpha Intel reported that Apex Twitch viewership was the lowest since October of 2020. This was obviously in July, so not that long ago. So with Season 18 finally here, are things looking up? Are we finally back in business? Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Quite frankly, it's actually some pretty good news in today's video, which I'm pretty excited. Of course, there's the good, the bad, the ugly. There's, of course, some worrisome moments in this new season and some complaining, of course, as well. I saw 3 clips that were just unbelievable. DZ Privacy on Dark Zero, their new analyst over there that they've been doing a great job with, posted that the M600 Spitfire, they reported, this is Respawn, saying that the hipfire spread has only been slightly improved, but you can see from this clip right here, this is no stock, by the way, no barrel stabilizer, and from this distance, it is literally like just no hipfire spread at all. Like, it's just insane how good this hipfire spread is for the Spitfire as well. Then I saw the new charge rifle. We all thought it was nerfed and it's going to be bad, right? And it's just so done. This gun is not to be counted out quite yet. It is obviously a little bit different of a gun. I'm not saying that it's even necessarily better than what it used to be, but in certain case scenarios, I think this gun is still a little bit unordinary and still shouldn't be able to do things like this. I think in all honesty, the charge rifle is just such a bad gun to have in a game like this that the only way to make it practical is to make it unusable. And that's just because it probably should have never been added to the game to begin with. And in order to make it still relevant, it's still doing some pretty OP things. You can see with the clip right here from Mav, just third partying a team from like a couple meters away or 100 meters away or whatever, and like, you know, from a POI, you could just do a classic 187 in one attempt at shooting. There's no charge up, so they don't even know they're about to get hit with it. They just suddenly get hit with a fat 187 out of nowhere, which is like a Kraber shot to some degree. And I'm just being honest, that's not like a super far shot. That's not like a really hard shot to hit. I feel like this could still be a problematic weapon. Obviously, it's too early to tell. I know the season just started, but I'm just saying there are some clips coming out that are a little bit crazy. And there was one right here you can see on screen now as well with Mooman, where a hemlock that didn't really get that crazy of a nerf. It's insane that it's just on the ground for everyone to pick up now. It's literally a care package weapon still, just on the ground for everyone, and you just get deleted so fast with this thing. So I'm interested to see, with all of these clips and stuff going around, are there going to be some hot fixes? Are there going to be some nerfs and patches really soon about some of these guns and maybe changing some of these, because I think some of them are obviously a little out of line. And of course, that's just the bad. Honestly, there's a lot of things about this new season that I like with some of the guns as well. And then that's when we get into these statistics as well. Inhuman had reported that on the launch of Season 18, only 180,000 people were playing it on Steam. The new season hardly changed anything with the player count compared to Season 17, and that this season, he says, could literally take a massive hit for Apex Legends. And people were saying, oh, well, people are just at work at school. A couple hours later, it was actually worse, 50,000 less, and a lot of people were actually not playing it after they got home from work or school. Apex Legends YouTuber Bottlecap said that he got the sense at some point during the middle of the summer that Apex is going to be beginning this long gradual decline. It had an impressive 4-year run, but I think the pace of the level of play from players has long outgrown the framework of the core of the game. Apex is bursting at the seams. So kind of basically continuing the idea that maybe Apex is just going down the drain year after year. Now, although I have a lot to complain about with Season 17 and I don't like the map rotation for Season 18, I actually think that this season was a pretty good step in the right direction for some things. I do think that the ranked play was actually a little bit more fun. I think the matchmaking was a little bit better. I think the ranked system is a little bit harder, which is good. I also think that some of the guns make a little bit more sense. Some of them, of course, there's some problems, but I do like the legend meta right now. I like the weapon meta. I'm currently a fan of the way things are playing out to some degree, and I do think that it is improvement. I just really don't like the map rotation. TSM reps had also said, running around Broken Moon with the white armor and no loot, having a blast. Love how this map is consistently forced down our throats when nobody likes it. He didn't say with down our throats. I added that in there. I don't know why. And then even Mr. Greek God saying, I hate to say it, but rank might just be too far gone. After playing all of Season 17, the mindset of way people play of rank cannot be fixed. It's boring. There's no end games, and there's 3 squads alive in Zone 2 and 3. I don't even know how you could fix it at this point. And that's when all of the negativity obviously had peaked up to a head, and finally we got some positive news. And I agree with this statement. Imperial Hal, the CEO, TSM himself, saying, listen, I played 10 hours of season 18 today and I loved it. It is the first day, but I have hopes that this obviously is going to stay the same. Lobbies actually felt way better at matchmaking than last season. I do not like the map rotation, however. We'll see how competitive plays out. So of course my interest was to spark the conversation. We're seeing both sides of the spectrum here. Casual players, YouTubers, pro players, Twitch streamers, analysts, literally everybody chime in, and there's a lot of people that like some things. There's a lot of people that don't like some things, but overall some people are saying, is the game going bad and going down a decline? Is the game going to turn things around? Are we getting a little bit better? What do you guys think? I think Apex is way too massive to ever really die anytime soon. I do think they have plenty of time to make fixes overall that will save the game, and I don't think they're really like on the cusp of a make or break season. I feel like Apex has a lot of room for potential to make a good season to bring people back. And if I'm being completely honest with you, if the map rotation was a little bit better as far as like having ranked mode have some at least World's Edge or Stormpoint, like we just have no good ranked maps, then I think this would be an absolute W of a season. But also I don't think that the player count would actually drastically jump up as well. So I'm not really worried about the player count too much, because I feel like Apex season 17 was such a dud that the problem was it made people switch over to other games so consistently that you're not going to really have a big jump of player base. You're going to simply have to wait and see if this season is good, if the rank play is good, and if people want to give it another chance, and let them gradually fit back into saying, yes, I want to start grinding this game again. There's really nothing in this season that's just going to make people jump at it like crazy. Like if you had a big announcement like cross progression or maybe in-game tournaments or some kind of system that's just groundbreaking, that's just all new that people can't believe, or maybe even like a brand new limited time mode or a new permanent mode you want to add to mixtape, then maybe you would have something a little bit bigger. But with nothing like that and just simply nerfs and balances and buffs and all this stuff, you're not going to have a big jump like that. And I feel like the only way you're going to see bigger numbers is if the rank system gets better and the content stays clean, and over time people get back into it because it seems a little bit more balanced. And I do think this system currently, as I'm speaking, is a little bit more balanced. We'll just obviously have to wait and see if it continues to be that way. And I don't think the trend you're going to see is a massive spike. I think it's going to be a slow incline of player base over the next couple of months, and that's if the rank system is as good as we're hoping it is. Obviously that was a really long explanation, but hopefully that makes a little bit more of sense. I'm just saying that it's not a season 6, right? It doesn't have that cross-play edition that just makes fans go wild. It doesn't have that brand new limited time third-person mode or anything like that. It's not like the Winter Express LTM. It's not the Shadowfall LTM. There's nothing really big in this, and everybody kind of knew it was a filler season anyway, so obviously we shouldn't expect a massive spike. I think the only thing that's going to get players back in it is just having it be fun and consistently good again. So we're just going to have to give it like a month or two and see if people filter back into it with a better rank system. Also, just as we wrap the video up, we have a lot of rapid fire topics right quick. We can really call this the golden nugget section. Number one, battle pass pre-sales seem to be coming to Apex Legends. Crowdrendo found that you'll be able to actually get or preview next season's battle pass early. If you buy before the new season, you will earn a bonus reward in this as well. These are some of the new charms that are coming in some obvious new events as well. Season 18 bundle data that has been found. Also, Fuse is the one getting the next heirloom. We could honestly make a whole video about this, but we'll probably go a little bit more in depth into this and more concepts about what it could be. But we could see here that Fuse seems to be the next legend getting the heirloom, and I think that's probably a little bit more exciting. People were really thinking that Fuse deserves the next one as well. Also, you can see on screen now new emotes for Watson, Caustic, Fuse, and these skins and emotes will be sold in the store. These are honestly some really nice skins. I actually really like this Watson skin as well. Also, Hypermist reported that season 19 event codes were added to the files, and similar to how season 18 event codes were added, it was called like Res A, Res B, and all of this stuff. This one is called Rag. So instead of Res for Resurrection, Rag could be for something else, and I don't know if maybe it's for like Rage or something, and maybe it's just shorter. But I'm interested to see what you guys think maybe the season 19 theme will be. It was actually a little bit of a scare because there was this like Reddit thread going around. Apparently data miners got hit with something that was a little bit of an obstacle to jump over as far as looking into the game file. So a lot of lower level data miners are not actually able to look at like the game code anymore, and it's a little bit more difficult for them. However, some people have already found a way around it. I know iLoot Games has already found a way around it. I think Crowdrendo found a way around it. AG420 was posted not long ago that he found a way around it as well. So it seems like cracking the code is actually not going to be as hard as they thought it was going to be. Now, a lot of pro players chimed into this saying, you know, some of these teams that have like data miners on their team as analysts shouldn't even be allowed at all. Interested to see what you guys have to say about that. And let me know what you guys think about all the topics down in the comment section below. On a scale from 1 to 10, now that you see season 18 here in action, what would you rate it? I personally am going to give it like a 7 out of 10. Obviously, there's no big fanatical like crazy stuff that go crazy over. However, I kind of like the changes. I kind of like the nerfs. I kind of like the buffs. So far, I like everything. I just really hate the map rotation, but I'll be pretty happy when Olympus comes around. Like, I don't mind Olympus. Olympus is pretty good, but if I'm playing competitive, if I'm trying to get serious, I really want to play World's Edge or Storm Point at least. Personally, I just think they need to start bringing splits back or something. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. This is Viber, only positivity, and until the next time, I'll see you all later, Gators.